Hello and welcome to Straight Dude Date Night, a show where two straight dudes go on a date and may review it. My name is David Stallings and I am one of these straight dudes.
I'm Ricky Rivera, the other straight dude.
Today, we obviously have another person with us again, super fan of the show, Carissa Rivera.
My wife.
Woo, my wife, your
Every
wife.
time. Yeah, every time.
Thank
Welcome.
you again for coming on the show, Carissa.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Of course. I mean, you're the only person I know who seemed like very hyped about this movie. So it only seemed right to have you on as the super fan expert.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We knew as soon as we saw the trailer for this movie, I was like, Chris is going to want to be on this episode.
Yep.
She's going to want to do a full review. She's going to take notes. It's her favorite ride at Disney.
It really is. Yeah.
It's your favorite?
Yeah, it was our son's first ride too.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an easy ride to go on, so that makes sense.
Yeah, we took him to Disneyland. She made sure that that's the first thing he wrote. She told everybody we were with, I don't care what you want to do, but I'm taking him on Haunted Mansion.
Do you think do you think Denny's going to remember that, though?
No, absolutely not.
No?
It's for us.
It's for you.
Yeah.
Okay, all right,
Yeah.
all right.
Anything before he can start remembering is just for us.
So why is Haunted Mansion the favorite, though?
I don't know. I just really like all of the things that go into it. So like the decorations and like during Christmas time they turn it into Nightmare Before Christmas.
That I love a lot.
That's the best. Yeah.
That one is the best.
Yeah, I don't know. It's nice to cool off during the summer too. When
That's
you're there.
true. That's the best reason.
So nice in there.
Any of the rides at Disneyland with an AC or inside, that's like, let's go do Pirates or let's go do Haunted Mansion or Indiana Jones.
Literally.
I know it's a cave, but it seems like a really cool cave.
Right.
Yeah, Haunted Mansion is my favorite nap ride. Like I love going on it because there's the part when you're going down in the doom buggy and it goes backwards down into the graveyard and it's just like, yes. You blow by the AC, you're leaned back. There's a headrest. It's so nice.
Now that you mention that, I recall one time at Disney where something happened with where we were on the ride and like my dad ended up in a buggy by himself for some reason. I don't know how this happened. And then of course the ride just stopped out of nowhere. It seems like that happens every time you ride it. Mm-hmm. But it was during that backward sliding part. So you're just by yourself in the dark.
Yes.
And then we get to the end of the ride where you're looking at the mirrors and the ghosts are going to come home with you.
Yes.
And you could see his right in front of ours. And there's two ghosts next to him and he's just completely asleep.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, we got stuck at that downhill part when like the AC was blowing on us.
That's
and I was
the
just
best
like,
part to get stuck at.
That's nice.
Yeah.
The music's playing, like you hear like the you do to you long. You're like, yeah, this is nice. I could sleep right here.
Yeah. For a haunted mansion, it seems very comfy every time I've gone to
This is
it.
the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it is a good ride. I think that one and Pirates of the Caribbean are like the best rides to nap on.
I feel like Pirates is a little more difficult to nap on, though, because they actually drop you a couple times during it.
After the drops.
After the drop?
You know, after that first drop, you just, it's nice.
That's, yeah, okay. After
That's the whole
first one,
ride.
yeah.
That's the whole ride. You do the drop and then the baby drop. And then when they start going to the cave, that's when you just lean your head down or lean into the person next to you. And it's nap time.
And the person next to you, you don't know them. It's just like, I'm sorry, bud. It's nap time.
Yeah.
Nap time or snack time?
Your butt's slightly damp as well.
Yeah.
Like somehow the water got in.
Yep.
Yeah.
From the cannonball part.
Yeah, that's the best when you get a little wet because then like the AC is blowing you dry and you're just like, it's like feels like you almost got out the shower. You're just like, yeah.
I don't like that feeling while I'm sitting down, but sure.
That's nice.
Okay, to each their own.
Yeah.
If you can't tell already, we just went and saw Haunted Mansion. Just came out yesterday
not
for us.
The Haunted Mansion.
It's just Haunted Mansion.
Just Haunted Mansion.
Yeah, it's not.
Don't get it
Is
twisted.
it because the original is the Haunted Mansion?
Yes, that's how they differentiate.
Yeah, this is just a random one they found in Louisiana. Yeah, thank you.
New Orleans.
Thank you for super fan expert.
Nolans.
The random one they found, so that's just the Haunted Mansion. I have not seen the first one, so I don't know what if there's any reference to the first one at all. If this is like a sequel, I have no idea. You could have told me it is the mansion from the first one, and I would have believed you.
No, I think the only nod that they do towards the first one is the road to get to the haunted mansion is the same road as in the first movie, because it's like super long and just like across the ocean,
Surrounded by water, yeah.
so I don't know, it's that same bridge. I'm assuming that's just a bridge probably in Louisiana, but that's literally the only, like, that shot is the only thing that references the first movie.
Yeah,
There's nothing else.
Look, it is a continuous theme that if I can do almost zero prep for this show or for whatever movie we're watching, that's what I'm gonna do. Apparently.
yeah. Well, so the first movie they tried to make it like the ride, but they've made their own story, because the first movie has nothing to do with the ride story wise.
Okay.
I think the only thing that they have from the ride is just some of like the characters like Madame Leota and the hitchhiking ghost,
Yeah.
and then there's like some lines, but like the whole storyline has nothing to do with the ride.
Yeah.
I think that's what always weirded me out about that ride at Disney, though, was even with people who had seen it, they're like, yeah, it's not
the same.
There's nothing related between the ride and the movie at all.
Yeah.
It's like, how did we get here?
Yeah, this movie is the whole theming of the ride.
Yeah.
Like, even down to what the ride is actually based on, like the story it's based on, is this movie. And so that was pretty cool. They did that right.
Yeah. Which I'll go into a quick synopsis of this movie. But Ricky, you both are right. If you've been on the Disneyland ride or Disney World ride, it's just that that is the movie.
Now people get to see this for real. You doing the synopsis.
Yeah, I know. Me
Yeah.
trying to.
Now we're filming it, so you gotta.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Already stammering. All right, how does it start? We got a main character of Ben, and he's an astrophysicist.
Started great.
Starting great. And he's widowed, and she was a ghosty person. Basically, there's a mansion that this couple shows up to that they've just bought, and as they arrive, they realize it's like super freaking haunted, and so they call up Ben, and he learns that there are ghosts, and they follow you home, and then they force you to come back to the mansion for some reason. And then there's a bunch of other people who get involved, of a fake priest, the medium, and Danny DeVito.
Danny DeVito, yeah.
Danny DeVito. He was nothing else but Danny DeVito. It's very clearly, if he's any character, it's still him from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah, it's the same.
I cannot see him as anything else but that. When he starts going crazy, I'm just like, okay, Frank's getting mad.
Yeah, Frank is getting mad.
I can only see him as Frank.
Yep.
And this ragtag group of people have to figure out why they can't leave, why they're basically trapped in the mansion, which leads them down a path of finding out there's a big head honcho ghost.
The head box ghost.
The head box ghost, or hat box
Hat
ghost.
box ghost.
Who's Jared Leto. Very obviously, you could tell easily that's just his normal face in the movie.
Really?
Nope.
Okay.
That's basically what it looks like.
That's basically
I know the name.
his
but
personality. That's basically what he is.
You ever seen a music video for 30 Seconds to Mars?
No.
Oh, well, then never mind. I was going to say that's him.
Yeah.
Remember the bad Joker?
Mm-hmm.
The really bad Joker that was like a sleazeball?
From
Like,
Suicide Squad.
From Suicide Squad. The same one Margot Robbie was in?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
that's
that's Jared
him.
Leto.
The comb over hair.
Yeah. The
okay.
sleazeball. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Jared Leto.
Every story about him from that set is horrifying. Of his method acting, which was just him being a weirdo.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
I remember now.
he's like trying to be like Heath Ledger-esque in all of his stuff,
Yeah.
but
But
it's
just
like very not.
Very bad taste.
Every time it's always just misses
I read
the
he
mark.
gave one of his co-stars a dead bird as the Joker would give them the dead bird, and then it's like, also, but you're a real human being.
Yeah,
you
he's-
can't be doing this.
Yeah, he's a weird dude. I
Yeah.
mean, I've heard a lot about method acting. I mean, even Joaquin Phoenix, I've heard was super
Right.
weird when he was doing the Joker, but
Yeah. Let me
Yeah,
got
sorry,
off
sorry.
track. Hold on.
Yeah,
The
yeah, keep
synopsis.
going.
Jared Leto is apparently the head honcho hatbox ghost who's haunting all of the other ghosts in the house, and there's 999 of them, and he needs one more willing soul in order for him to be released. And so the ragtag group of people have to get together, figure out a way to banish him by getting an item of his, and then getting very powerful mediums to get rid of him. And this is the story. I think I got everything
That's pretty
relevant.
much it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
it's the same as the ride.
It's the same as the ride.
Yeah.
That's the best part of the movie.
Yeah, which is funny because there's another version of Haunted Mansion. Is it
You said Paris.
is
I
it
think.
Paris? Yeah, it's called Phantom Manor.
That
Which-
sounds fake.
Well,
Correct.
so Phantom Manor is actually the original Haunted Mansion of what the Haunted Mansion's based off of.
Okay.
So then when they opened up Disney Paris, they put the Phantom Manor over there as like hey, this is what the Haunted Mansion was based from. But this was kind of too dark for the America audience. But Paris, you're going to love it.
Okay.
So they put it there. So this story is pretty much that too.
Okay.
So yeah, interesting little thing, you know?
I had no idea about
This is a
that.
lot
I
of
didn't know
lore.
this was based off of anything remotely real.
Some old story back in the day. You know how Disney is. It's all stuff from like the 40s and 50s of just random stories that somebody made, and then Disney was like, Walt was like, yeah, I'm gonna take that, thanks.
Yeah. The majority of their start, like the first 50 years, is like all just based off of fairy tales and stories that they found. Which I love that. I'm a sucker for that.
Walt Disney was a visionary because he said, look, this stuff is made in the 1920s and the 1930s. 100 years from now, nobody's gonna know. Nobody's gonna know. I'm gonna just steal all of it and just make it my own IP.
Mm-hmm.
And he did.
Yeah.
Did.
Tweak a couple things on it and animate it, and
Put some
it's
Mickey ears on it.
Yeah.
Boom.
Make it less
Easy.
creepy.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Easy.
That's an easy. That's how you do it, man. That's how you become a millionaire.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah. Just take whatever you want, tweak it a little bit, and then that's yours.
He was ahead of the time. That's why he froze his head. That's why his head's frozen under the
Yeah,
park.
facts. This episode's gonna get blacklisted.
Yeah,
now,
I know,
bro.
because we're now in conspiracy theorist podcast.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. We need. I have mixed feelings about this movie. How's everyone feeling about this movie right now?
I think it was an okay movie. So a little background on it. The movie actually was starting to get the ball rolling back in 2010
Really?
by Guillermo del Toro.
Oh yeah, you were talking about this.
That's which I don't know if you know some of his work, but he's kind of hit or miss in my opinion.
Can you name off a couple other things that he's made?
Psh, no.
Okay. So hit or miss,
No, you
but I've
Hit or
never seen
miss.
it.
Yeah,
You
what
were telling me about it, but I can't remember.
he made some game. He look. I really rely on my phone usually.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
So
And you know what? My phone's available. I'm not using it.
his most popular thing that you may know of is, do you remember that game demo that came out a few years ago? It was a scary one. It was called PT. It was like supposed
Physical
to be
therapist?
Yeah,
No, it was supposed to be like the next like teaser for Resident Evil, and he released it as like a little like demo where you just kept going through a little hallway, and it just got scarier and scarier each time you went through it, and you were just like trapped in an endless loop.
Look,
You really don't remember this
I have
game?
no recollection of what you're saying.
It was really popular probably in like 2017. It really made its rounds around all the YouTubers and streamers and everything like that.
Do
Everybody
you
played
know?
it.
Do you know this? No.
I have no idea.
Yeah, that's crazy. But that's one of his biggest things that I can remember. But anyway, he's been working on the idea for years, and I think said that he had Ryan Gosling supposed to be with him doing the project.
Okay.
And then 2020 came around when they started like production and stuff. He ended up backing out. I don't know what the reasoning was. I couldn't find the actual reasoning of why he backed out of the project. Probably COVID of some matter.
Yeah. Well, Ryan Gosling's also a busy guy. Like scheduling is a huge thing when you're at that level.
Yeah, and everybody assumed, well, and I guess it was never technically confirmed that he was a part of it, but like there are pictures of those two riding the Haunted Mansion ride together. So like people were like, okay, well that's pretty obvious.
We love that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's going to be in it. And then he backed out of the project like late 2020, and then it just got handed off to the new director. And I feel like at some points in the movie you kind of feel like the vision was just like, I don't know, this movie has felt very just thrown out.
Yeah.
Like even all the trailers I've seen for it has felt very just weird. And
Well, we do have an expert here. So I want
Yeah.
to talk. Like
Yeah.
you and I feel like
it's just
you
so
and I,
weird.
You and I
the
are
background of
usually
this.
on similar pages, Ricky. Now, like we kind of know what we're looking for with
Yeah.
solo movie, but we do have an expert here. Which, first off, I can't get over how you're holding the mic. I'm realizing.
Why?
It's just so cute. Of just down here.
Yeah, you're holding the
and
base.
just like we had our stands here, and then we make our guest hold their mic, hold it from the stand.
Yeah.
I just feel like it's like the best way. I don't know.
If you're into it, I just want people to know we did not tell you to do that.
It's comfy. I don't know.
Okay, if it's comfy, I keep
It's
looking
funny.
over to Ricky as he's talking, and I keep looking at it, and I go, it makes me feel like we told you to do that.
Yeah, no, you don't have. You can put it down. Look, I put it down.
No, she's comfy. She's comfy.
Good.
She's the
or else
expert.
I'd have to like hunch over.
Exactly. I didn't
get
want to
that.
hunch over, which is why I'm holding the mic now.
Yeah.
Look, we're learning. We're learning.
Fine. We're doing it live.
So I wanna hear from the expert though, because you're the expert.
Yeah.
Haunted mansion.
Yeah.
Haunted, not
Run it.
D.
Just haunted
Haunted
mansion.
mansion.
So what are your thoughts after seeing this movie?
I actually really enjoyed it.
Okay.
Yeah. I think I enjoyed it more than I thought I was going to.
Wow.
Yeah.
How much did you think you were going to enjoy it?
Well, so like we had seen the trailers last night, and we watched the original last night too.
Okay.
So I was like, okay.
You
hype,
guys are so
hype,
good
hype.
about actually preparing for stuff, bro.
Yeah, I know. I made Ricky like watch it with me last night. He's like, I really don't want to watch this, and I was like, we're watching it.
Oh, you were. I mean, this is why you bring the expert on.
Yeah, I very quickly was like, I'll go do dishes.
He's like, yeah, I gotta.
No, I'm watching from the kitchen, babe. I can. I can see it. Don't worry.
Exactly what I did. I just, I never really liked the movie a whole lot growing up, but I like that Carissa likes it, so I'll watch it.
Dude, Eddie Murphy's my guy.
Was this like your? No, last time you were on, Little Mermaid was your favorite movie growing up, right?
No.
No?
No.
Why did I feel
I'm
like
an
that?
expert, but no.
You are an expert. Between those two movies, though, did you watch Haunted Mansion more than Little Mermaid?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
You were the weird kid then, yeah?
She watches Haunted Mansion year round. The only movie I know that she watches more year round is The Grinch.
Mm-hmm. The Jim Carrey version.
Another horrible movie.
She actually watches that.
Horrible movie, Carissa.
It's like once a month until October. Then she watches it 4 times a month, like once a week.
Yeah. I can quote
When
most
she was
of it.
when she was pregnant,
Really?
it was like every day.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
I know.
That-
Danny, he's going to watch all these awful movies with me.
I mean, yeah, that's the power you have as being his mother.
Literally.
Yeah.
That's why when we did our Christmas episode and you asked what my favorite Christmas movie was, I had to go with Grinch because I've seen it 100 times.
Yep.
So now it's just I've passed the point of like being like it's all right to like nah, it's just my favorite now.
Probably because you enjoy watching her excitement during it, right?
Well, I know every word to it now too, so I might as well like it.
Yeah.
He's
I'm gonna hate it.
If you show someone the same piece of media over and over and over and over again, eventually they're going to say, this is my favorite piece of media because it's the only thing I consume.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I mean if I have to
Yeah.
watch it once a week, I might as well just learn to like it.
Yeah. Why resist?
Exactly.
Me, on the other hand, I put myself in situations where I don't have to consume it ever.
Oh,
So
yeah,
I'm good.
Yeah.
That's been thrown out the window.
Yeah.
I just consume now.
Now, I knew right away I wanted to tell this story because it hit me this morning as we were about to leave for the movie of my only experience with Haunted Mansion growing up. So the dichotomy of you watch it every day or every month still.
Yeah.
This is so stupid. No one in my family, like my immediate family, has ever seen the original movie that I'm aware of.
Really?
We didn't care. I think because it came out at a time, or maybe earlier, that like my sister and I were still kind of young. My parents didn't have any interest, and they went, "No, thank you," and it just never came up again. Except one day when I was in, this is such a stupid story. One day I was in kindergarten, and a friend of mine, this girl, for some reason, brought in a VHS tape of Haunted Mansion.
Whoa.
And she was my friend. She was sitting next to me. And I was like, what'd you bring in? All she had to say was the Haunted Mansion. And she was super giddy about it. And I immediately, 5-year-old me, I didn't say anything. I just froze up. I'm like, how can you bring a scary movie in? I didn't say that.
I'm not allowed to watch this.
I can't watch this. It's the Haunted Mansion. This is evil.
Yeah.
I can't. I'm too young. I remember freezing up, and then I was cool. And then she's like, "Yeah," and I'm gonna ask our teacher if we can watch it. And I was like, oh my god, please don't, please don't. And
It's PG. It's PG. I don't have my parental guardian.
I remember like listening in on this kid trying to convince our teacher to watch it, and the teacher was like, no, it's PG. It's PG. We can't watch that. It has to be G if we're going to watch anything in class. And I remember just being like, oh, thank God. Oh, my God. Oh. And ever since, I've just been like, I don't need to see that movie. Every time it's ever been up, I'm just like, I'm sure it's great.
You're like, I can't watch
Sure,
that.
it's a good movie.
I'm too young.
Yep.
Still. Yeah, I'm too young.
I'm not scared, but I just remember that vividly and just was like, I can't.
I'm too scared.
That's incredible.
I'm too young. I can't. My heart, it won't take it.
I forgot about that rule in school that it needed to be G.
Yeah.
I do forget about that.
Do
from time to
G
time.
movies exist anymore? It doesn't feel like it.
I don't think so. I
Yeah.
mean, maybe on like Netflix, like on the streaming platforms, is probably more relevant, but I can't think. I mean, honestly, I don't even look at the ratings anymore for movies.
That's true.
I could not tell you what half the movies are we watched that were rated. Like, I didn't know Barbie was PG-13 until you said it on the podcast. So I just assume everything is fair game these days.
Well, it's funny because with like our movies too, like that for at a certain point you're just like, yeah, it's R, whatever. I'm an adult.
Yeah.
But I don't ever remember that until the few times where they're like, "Can I see your ID?"
Yeah.
I'm like,
yeah.
For why? No, like it's rated R.
Have I ever told you that I got carded 3 times at a rated R movie when I was 18?
Really?
Yes. Once when we were buying the tickets, and I was like, yeah, totally fine.
Yeah.
And then again when we got to like the ticket takers.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I don't remember if it happened again or after that, but yeah, it was at least twice, and I was like, this.
Do you remember what movie it was for?
Oh, I don't.
You still get ID'd a lot. I mean,
I do.
It happens more for women, I think.
it just depends on where my facial hair is at and if I get ID'd or
Well,
not.
this happened with Oppenheimer like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I looked like this as a mountain man.
You got ID'd?
I got ID'd for it, there, and I was, what? Who IDs me?
Oh, yeah.
What part of the world IDs me?
I got ID'd too. It's probably just for the big movies because they have like secret shoppers that come into AMC during the busy season.
Secret shoppers? What is that?
Oh, yeah. You don't know what secret shoppers are?
What's a secret shopper?
He's never worked in retail.
I never worked in retail.
I'm sorry.
So-
I've never worked in retail.
So
I just went straight to school, like right away. I tried to avoid this stuff at all costs.
Yeah. Secret shoppers are people who they're like anonymous quality control, I guess.
Okay.
Like they come in and like you could sign up to be a secret shopper. And
is this like the health inspector?
Kinda, but for like retail in a sense.
Okay.
So like they make sure that when you're at the concession stands that they're offering to upcharge or whatever it may be. Like they're the ones that like keep those people in line. So so basically if they don't ID you, then they're going to make that complaint on their secret shopper form, and then that's how you get in trouble. Because obviously nobody's managing. It's not like the manager's going to sit there and be like, all right, go ahead and scan some tickets. Let me see. You're doing good there.
Yeah.
You know, it's...
So this is just the concept of undercover boss is what a secret shopper
Kinda,
is.
yeah.
Okay. That's how I'm interpreting
They
it.
also, for theaters specifically, they have... It's almost like a secret shopper, but they're people who go and they make sure that the trailers are correct in different movies as well.
That's a horrible job. Who wants to watch trailers?
All day.
No, dude. It's a great job, trust. Because I used to work at a theater and I knew the lady who did ours. I knew who she was every single time she came in because they're supposed to be anonymous, but she always would come and get a large popcorn and I would just give it to her for free. And I was like, if I messed up a trailer, here's your free popcorn. And she was
bribing.
Like, yeah. I was
of
17, 16 at the time, so who cares?
Yeah, you got to learn young.
What are they going to do, arrest me? I'm 16.
Yeah, and everyone knows the law doesn't apply to 16-year-olds.
Yeah. So yeah, they have people who do like secret shoppers. They'll do like trailers and stuff like that. So that's why like during the big movies and the busy time of year, they like follow the rules weirdly.
We only follow the rules during a handful of times during the year. I like that concept. I like that.
It's good.
Yeah.
So for Haunted Mansion,
yeah, we did see a movie. So for Haunted Mansion,
What about it?
what do you got to tell us? You're the expert. You said you had notes. Please.
Oh yeah. I'm trying to think.
Can you tell that neither Ricky nor I care to really talk about this movie?
I don't know. I really enjoyed it. I guess I'll start off with the things that were kind of odd.
Okay.
And we'll like end on a good note, maybe.
Okay, yeah, let's start with the bad.
Okay,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
I love Jamie Lee Curtis.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the CGI with her was so bad.
So you saying in the crystal ball specifically,
Yeah.
did look a little wonky.
Yeah.
All of the CGI looks pretty
Yeah.
rough, to be honest.
I think my favorite part of CGI that really took me out of it, there was a scene where Ben was supposed to be running from the head honcho ghost, and for some reason, whatever the director said to him was just wrong about the tension of the running, because you could see him past the ghost, and it looked like he was at a mild jog, like he's. If it gets me, it gets me. And it's like, it's fine, The world is falling apart right now. There's a very scary person behind me. But his running looked so bad.
Yeah.
And it took me so out of everything going on. I bring that up just because there was a bunch of CGI going on around him. But that was my favorite part of the movie.
The CGI was kind of rough. A lot of the ghosts looked kind of weird.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
I liked the CGI of the camera
Yeah.
that he had. It looked so silly every single time.
So dumb.
It just shot out like a little Iron Man ring. It was like, boing! It
Yep.
was the same noise, first off, as when Iron Man shoots his lasers out of his hands. And then it just shot a little ring out, and it just sparkled.
Yeah.
There's a ghost!
I like how
Sparkle.
in the beginning of the movie too, the photos they kept showing, a lot of the photos they kept showing that were apparently we saw the ghost looked awful.
Yeah.
Because it looked like the camera just kind of spit out fairy dust, and then now the photo is just the landscape but kind of golden.
Yeah.
Apparently there's a ghost there that they can obviously see.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah.
The camera situation was super strange.
Yeah.
Like, are they trying to go for Ghostbusters or what?
Well, the camera thing
then it broke.
didn't add anything to the story, too. Being able to see the ghosts did nothing. All you have to see is the axe being picked up, and you're like, yeah, we're being haunted. Why do I need to see the ghost?
Yeah, the camera the whole thing with their camera just felt very forced.
Yeah.
There were moments where Ben had talked about that he was fixing the camera because his wife always wanted him to, and then after she passed, that was like something that he focused on doing.
Yeah, it was a personal arc that was actually like kind of
Sweet.
wholesome.
Yeah, but like it didn't feel that way. And then when it broke entirely, he didn't seem to care. Didn't seem to mind one bit.
That's how relevant it was to the story. It had no impact. The big honcho ghost broke it, and they went, honestly, we didn't need it.
We didn't need it because
Yeah.
they're materializing now, so
Yeah.
it doesn't really matter.
I mean, and the medium can send us into the spirit world too. Like, we have kind of infinite power here now. Like, we already know the ghosts are here. So yeah, you can break it.
yeah, everything with the ghost just felt very loose. Like it was just like, oh no, we can just see them though now, so we're good.
Yeah.
Or like, so what are the ghosts' motives? Because it doesn't seem like they want to leave, and it doesn't seem like they want to work for this guy. So why do the ghosts keep bringing them back?
It looks like the vibe I got about these ghosts is that every ghost is just trying to party. And I think that's true in real life.
Yeah.
Every ghost is just trying to party.
Just trying to have a little
Every
party.
soul is just trying to party. And then you have one guy who's like, no partying allowed here. And everyone just gets scared. We don't want to interact with that person. We just kind of go hide. We
Yeah.
disappear into our room. We hide under the cupboards. We all want to party. That guy shows up, just let him pass. And then we'll come back to partying. That was the vibe I got.
Yeah, it was super weird. Just I don't know. I didn't really. I didn't see the vision.
What I got from that was that sorry.
Into the mic, please.
Yeah. They wanted them to help like free themselves from like the bad guys' powers. They're like, you got to come back, or else we're gonna haunt you until you come back.
It seemed like they were doing fine. I mean, people were dancing even when the head honcho was in charge. And then they got rid of him, and he was like, cool, time to keep dancing, I guess.
Well, I think it was a midnight thing.
Yeah.
That seemed to be the vibe. It was only around midnight that head honcho showed up and was like, I don't know why that's the case. I actually didn't think about that the come back to the mansion was more of a cry for help. I didn't think about that.
That's what I picked up from that.
That makes
Okay.
more sense to
And
me.
the midnight thing was Madame Leota was saying that the owner of the mansion had her come and tried to like get his wife back.
Do seances so he can talk
seances.
to the wife.
And she always did them at midnight. Is what she was saying.
I see.
Yeah.
So every time at midnight when they opened the portal to the other side, a new ghost would enter in, but it'd be the wrong ghost, and they just leave him there.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah.
Do you think when people decide to put a clock in their house that has 13 instead of 12 at the top, or they decide to put knights in shining armor as statues in the house, do you think they know they're setting themselves up to be haunted?
Probably, yeah.
They should.
Do you think people are intentionally trying to get haunted? Like when you're rich and can do this, you can just start if I just throw in all of these artifacts, they'll just start haunting them, right?
Yeah.
Probably.
You know, what's funny is there was that whole story of like, oh, that's kind of sad. Like the guy who lived here just wanted to talk to his wife.
Yeah, it was very horrible.
Never got closure on that.
Nope.
Never got to talk to his wife.
That's
nothing.
true.
They just kind of like, they used that story until they didn't need it anymore.
Yep.
I think it's because that's part of what they took from the original movie, if you remember. The person who lived in that house. Yeah, sorry, David.
That's okay.
The person who lived in that house was named Gracie, and he was trying to get talk to his wife. That's why he summoned Eddie Murphy's wife there, because like, oh, this is my wife, but it wasn't her.
No.
And then
So they just took that story and they just said,
that's what it seemed.
nobody
like.
really cared. All people wanted was to hear Eddie Murphy. Just be Eddie Murphy.
That's what it seemed like, anyways, because like he had the same name, he had the same sort of motive. Obviously, it was a little bit different because in the original, the butler kills her, so he doesn't leave. But
Spoiler.
I know.
Oh,
I gotta
my-
watch the original.
Well, no, I'm not going to. This movie did not make me care in the slightest.
What about the casting? I mean, I think, you know,
Casting was interesting.
it was a really weird choice for the casting. Like Owen Wilson was so random to be the fake priest.
Yeah, kind of just a weird character in general that we had.
Jamie Lee Curtis as Madame Leota. That was fine. I think she did good there. She
Yeah.
kind of gives off that energy, so she killed it.
I agree. Haddish.
Tiffany Haddish was
Killed
my
it.
favorite part of the whole
She was
movie,
the best
personally.
part.
I'm sorry. Which person was she?
She was the medium.
She was the medium. Okay.
Yeah, Tiffany Haddish. She also was. I think she was Honk for Jesus. Isn't that the same? Oh no, no, is that
What?
Regina
That was
Hall?
Regina.
Regina
Oh
Hall,
yeah, you're
no.
right. You're right.
Uh-huh.
Tiffany
I'm
Haddish
sorry, I
though,
don't
is
know.
hilarious.
She's a comedian. She's funny.
Love comedians.
Yeah.
She did great. I thought she was the best part of the movie.
Yeah.
Every time she was talking, it felt really out of place from the movie, but I was like, she's hilarious though.
Yeah, the movie kept kind of going back and forth between like, this is a very serious existential movie to like, nah, everything's kind of chill. There were a lot of moments where like ghosts suddenly showed up and there was like supposedly like jump scares and stuff that the characters that just didn't react to. They just
Yeah.
I remember in the beginning when Ben showed up and started talking to Gabby and Travis, the mom and son, that stuff started happening. Something happened where they're just like, yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's fine. Or at the very beginning, Gabby and Travis checking out the house. Gabby started consoling Travis, who's freaking out. And then there's just a statue behind Travis that you can see. And she's just like, yeah, we should go.
Yeah,
And then they run. And it was so dumb. Like, no, you can clearly see this thing moving now. Like,
yeah, no, we got to get out of here.
yeah, I think that's the freak out point. I would freak out.
Yeah.
Okay? That's the part where I grab my kid and we leave immediately.
Yep. Yeah,
And I scream.
Yeah, right.
it was weird, and Danny DeVito just also random.
Bro,
I love Danny DeVito. But
What was he wearing?
Oh,
the beginning,
the raincoat.
He
It
was
like
in a clear, transparent raincoat
with the hat.
with a hat while they're at a lunch.
Yes.
at a
They're
hibachi restaurant.
Yeah.
That was the most random outfit to pick for him.
Yeah, that was super weird. They chose such a random outfit. Just Danny DeVito stood out so much because he was so weird. But he always is. I mean, he was funny. But I was like, what? Why?
I want that to be my Halloween costume this year.
I'd
really
be down
do.
to do that
I
one.
really do.
just-
It was so cool.
Because he was in a full suit underneath.
Yeah.
Full gray suit and then just raincoat over top.
Yeah.
I'm down.
Yeah.
I'd be into that.
Right? And the clear hat to match.
Yeah.
I love that.
I think that'd be great.
Yeah. Yeah, Danny DeVito, man, it was weird. I don't know. Something about the movie just felt so weird. Everything just felt weird.
I think the most fun part was all of the callbacks to the ride.
Yeah.
Specifically, like every time that something came up that you're like, oh, that was the ride. I remember seeing all the souls coming out of the graveyard when we're outside. I remember the gravekeeper. I remember all of these moments. I remember that painting. Those were the best parts.
The bride is in the ride as well.
Stretching room.
Yeah.
The stretching room was there.
Yeah.
The Hatbox Ghost famously came back, by the way. That was something that the ride originally had and then went away for a while. And everybody thought to themselves, like, was that a part of the ride at some point? I swear I remember something being here in this ride.
Mandela effect.
And then it came back. And then it came back and everybody was like, so it did exist.
Yeah.
That was like one of like those big Disneyland, like people who go to Disneyland a lot. That was like their big mystery of just like, what happened to the Hatbox Ghost?
Yeah.
Wasn't there a Hatbox Ghost? Same thing with the bride too, in the attic. A lot of people forget about that part of the ride.
Yeah.
Where you go through the attic, you see the bride trying to kill you. And then they had the dining room. That was awesome.
I do think that for someone, if you have not gone to Disneyland or have not been on the ride ever, I don't think you will like this movie at all.
Maybe.
If you have been on the ride,
then you'll enjoy it. Like those are the best parts.
You only like, Mom, you might like the movie, or you'll be like me, and the only parts of the movie you enjoy are the parts that reflect the ride. Because that was really it for me. I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
I see that there could have been potential, but it just, I don't know. It didn't feel polished. The movie didn't feel like it was ready to come out. Too.
Yeah. I do think my favorite part of the movie, though, not probably, it is my favorite part, is every ad that came out. Every ad that they brought up, at which this happened with the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, the first one. The inclusion of ads in movies always feels like we don't know how well this movie's going to do, so let's just get some sponsors just in case so we can break even easily. But this movie had, I think, 7 ads.
Yeah.
There were a bunch of ads in it.
And some of them were very weirdly placed and forced. Like every now and again, like the first one was like, oh, I bought this house on Zillow.
Okay.
And you think like, yeah, that's a normal conversation.
Yeah. And then
you get that.
This, the Exorcist the Medium got rated on Yelp. Specifically.
Yeah, it kind of makes sense. And then she's like, hey, Ghost, go ahead and write on this piece of paper that I got from CVS.
Okay.
All right, that's weird.
That one's odd.
Yeah,
I got this fragrant candle from Amazon. I gotta
cancel my subscription.
Yeah.
Or wait, there was a Costco one in there too. That one
I got the
weird.
sage from Costco.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just so many ads, bro, that just made me think the whole time. I'm like, I don't think, because of like whatever happened behind the scenes, I think at some point people got scared about this movie just not doing well.
Yeah, it kind of felt that way, right?
Yeah.
This movie, I could tell the vibe that they were trying to do was trying to make the next big ride movie kind of like in the same area as Pirates of the Caribbean. But it just feels like something's missing.
Yeah.
It also does not have like any support from the actors. I mean, there's other reasons for that. There's strikes going on. But like this movie, when it had its red carpet at Disneyland, only the characters were there.
Really?
Every actor striked it. So the only people so Disney literally just had the director, and they had to get cast members to go down in like costumes. So like Donald Duck was there, Goofy was there. They just got whatever costume characters they had and said, go down the red carpet because none of the actors are showing up, please.
Wow,
No.
Which is so unfortunate. And they had to get like workers from around the world. They had like a whole thing of like, oh, if you worked on the Haunted Mansion, you get to come down, blah, blah, blah. And then that was like the vocal point of their red carpet because everybody is not showing up for this movie.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So it's just the whole movie just has felt very like, we kind of did it, but we didn't really like how it came out. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not really proud of it.
There's just a certain point where we go, this is not gonna look that good, guys.
Yeah.
We finished up filming and now we're editing and oh man, that's rough.
Yeah, except for Danny DeVito. He does no wrong.
Favorite part.
He didn't need to do any promotional work for this. Leave Danny DeVito alone.
Yeah.
Let him live.
He's the main reason I was interested in seeing the movie.
Yeah.
He probably only did this movie for his kids. That's the only reason he did It's Always Sunny.
Oh, really?
It was just his kids were like, hey, there's this show. It's pretty funny. You should go on it.
Yeah.
It's like,
And it's the best show.
yeah, that's probably why he was
Because
in
of
this
him.
movie. He's probably just like, yeah, my kids said they wanted me to be in it, so whatever. I'm in it now.
Yeah, I have to.
I'm in it.
The kid said it.
Yeah.
What was your favorite part, Carissa?
I was trying to think about that while you guys were talking.
Yeah. We kind of went from your bad points to tangents.
Yeah.
And now let's come back.
Yeah, this is your episode.
I know.
You're super fan expert.
Yeah, don't give me too much power.
Well, I'm handing it back. Take the power. Seize it.
Like Ricky said, I did really enjoy all the parts that were nodding back to the ride.
I understand movies.
Don't take that from her.
I understand
Yeah,
what people.
right.
I understand what people like.
How dare you?
I like the concept of the stretching room. I think the way it was executed was a little strange, but like I still enjoyed that part too.
Yeah, did you notice that all the traps were from the paintings?
Yes.
Like the alligator is one of the paintings, the TNT, the quicksand. Thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
It took me. I mean, you guys probably caught on. You probably caught on immediately. It took me a second.
Yeah.
I
you're
thought,
like,
why is there a
quicksand?
crocodile?
Why is there
Yeah.
a crocodile?
Oh, yeah, that's right, because the paintings.
Yeah.
Real quick. I'm sorry.
No, you're
Can crocodiles climb walls? If they can, that's horrifying.
I don't
No, we
I
are
don't
screwed.
think so.
If they know how to climb walls, we're done for.
If we can get a crocodile expert to let us know in the comments if a crocodile can climb walls, that would be the scariest part of the movie then, if that's real.
Yeah.
That's all I was thinking the whole time, because they were actively moving up.
Could they do
Yeah.
that?
Can a crocodile do that?
No way. I don't think they can.
No, it's impossible. It's against God and
The
man.
laws of nature.
Literally.
Yeah.
I did.
Back to you.
Yeah, I did really enjoy Ben's storyline.
Mm-hmm.
I thought they really humanized him as far as like his grief and especially the part when they were asking him about his wife, and he was like describing like, oh, she loved tater tots, and like I feel like he did that really well in the sense of like someone who's like actually grieving
Yeah.
and like discussing that. Are you laughing about the Danny DeVito thing?
No.
I liked it.
No, I know you're talking about a really serious part of the movie, and I was following it until he made an ad reference in his little grief monologue. Yes, he said she was trying to go get some tater tots.
Oh,
She stopped for ice cream at
Baskin
Baskin
Robbins.
Robbins.
Yes, another
31
ad.
flavors, and I just stopped listening
Yeah,
at that point.
okay, I
When
forgot
he
about
said the
that.
Baskin Robbins, I said, okay, I can't take this speech serious.
I forgot about that ad.
I-
Yeah,
Yeah, me
sorry. It made me laugh because like I know it was a serious point of the movie, and
Yeah.
it probably would have been really emotional if he hadn't have said she stopped at Baskin Robbins for ice cream. 31 flavors. I mean, who wouldn't stop?
Yeah. I forgot about that
Yeah.
one. That's so good.
Me too.
I do think that the best part of the movie, unironically, was him, Ben, as the character. Like his arc, I thought was really, really well done. What you said, that they humanized him, you empathized with him. It made sense why he was the main person that the head honcho ghost was going after as he was trying to tackle grief and everything. That was the character that I enjoyed the most from the movie. I thought his story was very well laid out.
Yeah.
So I agree.
Yeah. Thought the boy was fun too. I thought that he didn't really look like he was 9.
They're
They're like, he's 9. I'm like, there's no way this kid is 9.
that kid looks like a young man
Literally.
in like 10-year-old's body, or like doesn't look 9.
No.
And especially
Wearing
fully
bolo
dressing him
ties,
up.
yeah.
Who wears a bolo tie?
Literally.
What?
What
We're in the
9-year-old?
South, I guess.
Oh my
Apparently that's how they do it in New Orleans.
I thought. I think I learned this from Wizards of Waverly Place, from a character, that bolo ties are from Arizona.
Yeah.
I think. I don't know if that's true or not.
Probably.
know.
But I
claim
learned
it.
that from Wizards of Waverly Place.
Yes.
So I assume it's supposed to be an Arizona thing. But also, I have never in my entire life witnessed a person in real life wearing a bolo tie.
Ricky wore one for a wedding recently.
What?
Yeah, I wore one for a wedding. I have a buddy who wears them.
Yeah. Unironically.
Unironically wears the bolo tie.
Yeah.
Yeah, he pulls it off too.
really does.
It looks good in it.
Yeah.
it was just.
It's definitely a more hip thing to do.
Is it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, it
it's
is.
like you either got to be an old man who's committed or a young man who's very like hipster-esque. Like our buddy pulls it off very well.
He does.
Okay.
Honestly, when I saw that, I was like, every time he wears his bolo tie, I think, yeah, you actually can rock that. I couldn't, and then I
You
wore it
had
for the
to,
wedding.
yeah.
It was all right. I looked out of place, but I was in Texas, so it kind of made sense.
Okay. All right. Perfect.
Yeah.
I think there was one main scene where he had the bolo tie. It was a very emotional scene
Yes.
where he's talking to Ben outside, and the whole time, every time it came up on him, all I saw was the bolo tie and was like, he's supposed to be 9. Why are you dressing him up like this? He's not choosing
Dresses
this.
himself.
He even had an initial. Did you see it?
I did
Yeah.
see that. Why? What a weird choice for this character, for this kid.
Oh man, what a time! I loved it.
Yeah, that was strange.
Yeah, so that's
His dad thing was a whole mystery too.
Yeah, that was crazy.
His dad died.
I didn't feel like that was much of a mystery.
No, but like she was
Why?
kind of like leading towards it, but then she wasn't. And then it's like, yeah, I talked to my dad.
But then then he like came out of the tent and she was like, oh, we don't talk about it. But like it happened over a year ago.
Right.
Yeah.
I was like, I think it's okay, buddy. We can
Yeah.
talk about it.
Well,
Talk about
what
it.
threw me off was during the same conversation where Travis was talking to Ben about it. He was like, "Yeah, my dad reached out to me and wants me to see him, but I can't. I shouldn't tell Mom. Do you think Mom will be upset if I tell him?" And all I thought was like, if it's a divorced situation, that's not how that works.
Yeah.
You don't have a phone. Immediately, I was like, "Oh, the dad's dead." That's
Yeah.
what he's talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah, that's what he was talking about.
Because they made it out of like it could be a separated family. It's like, no, that one line in particular, that's just not how it works. That's just not.
Yeah, no, that was
The kid doesn't have a phone. They're in the middle of nowhere.
That's true. Yeah.
How is he? How is he learning about this and Mom isn't?
because he got the pen and paper from CVS.
True, the magic
Oh,
paper.
Yeah,
That's
the
true.
magic CVS sells papers that you can talk to dead people, and that's what he was using.
Gosh, I love CVS. They have so many magical things, bro. They got the magic paper that lets you talk to anyone, magic pen that starts floating around so that you can't write on anything. It actually makes writing way more difficult. Super fun.
I love that the
fun.
kid dressed up like he lived in New Orleans his whole life, like you're mentioning it, but they're from New York.
Yeah.
Right.
Like they're from New York, and I think, like I don't know if you caught that, but the mom had made a joke about how his abuelita uses the chancla.
Uh-huh.
So they're definitely Hispanic.
Yeah.
So like at least his dad's side is Hispanic. Like
Yeah.
so I just was thinking the whole time the same thing you're saying of like he's in a bolo tie, he's dressed up in like plaid suits. Like that was very weird.
Who is this kid?
Yeah.
What
it makes sense for the setting we're in, but he just moved here. He's
Yeah.
been here for like less than a week.
Yeah.
There's no way he just got suits and all that out of nowhere. Maybe it was just dress code for school, I guess. But
He had nothing in that tiny suitcase but suits, bro.
and the movers never showed up.
The movers-
The movers are 4 hours behind. Never showed up.
Yep.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah. Sorry, we rolled over on the freeway. I guess we're just not coming.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, no,
coming
they stopped for lunch or something.
Yep.
4 hours?
lunch at Subway. No,
No.
they didn't have an ad. They didn't have an ad. But
Hashtag ad.
they probably wrote one in.
Probably.
There's probably an ad somewhere
Edit
in
it
there.
out.
Deleted scenes.
I mean, technically, it was a U-Haul ad because they kept showing us the U-Haul that
That
she was
is true.
that she was
Right.
packing.
And her
We did see
Subaru.
that like 6
Yep.
times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I mean, I just feel like I watched an hour and a half long ad. That's what the movie was.
Well, and it's not uncommon to have little ads like that, but to come from Disney Studios is very strange.
Yeah.
That is the most obscure part about it.
I can't think of the last Disney movie I saw that had ads like that in it. It's probably been a while. There may be some out there, but like I can think more recently of, you know, like you're saying like Sonic or like Universal movies will have them from time to time. Like
Yeah.
Paramount will have them from time to time. But Disney feels like a strange one to have an ad.
Personally, I do think it is a show of less confidence coming from Disney. That would just That's the weirdest thing I've ever seen in a Disney movie. Was
Yeah.
a ton of ads out of nowhere.
And they don't need the ad. They are the ads.
They shouldn't need it, but I guess maybe that's not the case.
I mean, the concept of the movie is one big ad to get me to go to Disneyland.
True.
That alone, like, I mean, just watching the movie, coming out of it, I was like, man, I want to go to Disneyland again. That was the only thing I was thinking about. So I don't know why they needed other ads in there. That felt just so out of place.
Yeah.
One thing I did remember from the original was that, do you remember at the beginning when he's trying to kill the spider?
Yeah.
He's going through his magazines and he's like, why do you have my Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition?
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah.
That was a weird ad
And that
in the
kid's
first
10.
one.
That kid is 10 years old and he's like, why do you have my Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition? He's like, oh, no.
Yeah,
He's
but
like,
that's,
and then he breezes right over it. He's like, okay, well, here's how you kill a spider. Yeah.
Wow. Here's how you kill a spider. Why do you have my Sports Illustrated pool edition or whatever?
Swimsuit, yeah.
Swimsuit edition.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
I didn't see
I've
it.
never. I don't know what this is.
Literally.
I don't know
yeah,
what this is.
it was so weird to see. And usually, even when they do ads, it's like a fake ad.
Yeah.
Like they'll do fake Coke or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that was just so weird. It just kept taking me out of the movie every single time they threw an ad in there.
Yeah. Well, I think that's it for it. I think we need to get it's time for banana meter.
Okay.
The banana meter. Do you want me to go get him? I can go grab him.
Yeah, you can go grab them. Remember,
Okay.
they're shy. They're struggling recently.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna go grab them. You guys just vamp it out.
Yeah, ever since we got the new setup, they've
Yeah.
been very.
All right, come on, boys. Chop, chop.
Yeah, we have to. Yeah, it's like a whole ordeal now. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Okay, all right, put him down. It's okay. Yeah. Just set the banana meter up. It's okay.
Don't touch my butt.
Why do they have an ad? Wow.
Wait. They're sponsored before we are?
Yeah.
I mean, that's impressive. Honestly.
That's insane,
That is
bro.
good. You guys stay there. Stay there. All right. I mean, like we're video now, so like we
Yeah.
would show you
You
the
gotta
minions,
keep
but they are
magic.
super camera shy.
Yeah,
no, they're so camera shy.
You wouldn't believe it if you
No,
saw
I
those
know.
movies,
Yeah,
but
it's
they
wild.
in real life they really struggle with this. So
Yeah,
and
they're
under
camera
these
shy.
kind of lights that we have, they will start to melt. So don't
Yeah.
worry about that too much.
Literally.
All right, so banana meter. Who wants to go first?
I'll go last.
You go
Superfan
last.
expert is last. Yes.
All right,
I agree with that.
I'll show you now. I already have my
Bless
number.
you.
I got my number. Look. So look, I had a lot of popcorn.
Did.
I had my bunch of crunch, and those were some of the best parts of the movie. Hashtag ad.
True.
No, I don't know. I came out of this movie very weird. I wanted to like it, and I really do wish they could have done something more. I'm having a hard time figuring out what the solution would have been, but it doesn't matter because it already exists and it's out there.
Yeah.
The movie had some potential. Like there is some fun to be had in there, especially when you pull the nostalgia from the ride.
Mm-hmm.
You're just like, oh yeah, like every single one of these things is in the ride. How cool. They got the music from the ride. But without all of that, it's just a trash movie.
Yeah.
So it's hard to really enjoy it a whole lot. I personally, the main actor, I'm not the biggest fan of him. I told you as soon as the movie started, I said, hey, I bet you he's just going to be very dull and not amused by anything going on, because that's his MO in every movie. Like, I don't know why Hollywood is so amused by that, like, attitude.
Yeah.
Of just like, yeah, whatever. It's a ghost. I mean, I guess I could save you guys.
Yeah.
I'm going to save you.
It's a little bit odd to have that as the personality.
Listen, bud, I'm your new dad now, I guess. I mean, I don't know. Your
Yeah,
mom
direct
and I kind of
quote.
love
Direct
each other.
quote.
Yeah. So I'm not crazy for him. A lot of the only things I liked were just the aspects of it being from the ride. I really liked Tiffany Haddish. Thought she was hilarious. I really enjoyed Danny DeVito because he's out of pure respect for Danny DeVito. I can't go lower than a 40, so that's where I'm going to leave it.
40.
This is how I felt about Will Ferrell last week, where no matter how bad Barbie was going to be, Will Ferrell's in it, so it can't go lower than a 50.
Sometimes you got those actors and they just carry it for you.
Look, Danny DeVito, without him, this would be very low.
Yeah.
But Danny DeVito carries the show. Every time he's on screen, you just think, look at him just running around, just doing his thing. Just Danny DeVitoing it. He's DeVitoing it up.
We love him.
I follow him on Twitter, and every time I see a picture of him posting his feet, just going troll foot, and then the date, I love it. It's a legend. So 40 for Haunted Mansion, 30 of that's like Danny DeVito though.
Okay, all right.
The other 10 is the ride parts of it, and I liked that. Everything else I could be without. Owen Wilson, whatever.
Wow.
Ka-chow.
Ka-chow. Yeah, he didn't say his classic line, man. Or wow.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know why you have him in there if he's not going to say either of those things. It's just you're wasting money.
So waste of money.
Yeah. He should have said it at least once.
Yeah.
It's an all right movie. Like I think Disney heads will enjoy it. Like people who really love going to the parks a lot are going to enjoy this movie only for that aspect of it. But for like casual Disney people who go to Disney maybe once every like 10 years or are not into Disney at all, like Disneyland, they're not going to enjoy this movie.
Yeah.
So it's a very niche market it's going for.
Yeah. I mean, the Disney heads, there's a lot of them,
There is.
right? So they have their audience for it. I think despite that, this movie is the definition of a money grab.
Yes.
Where we're going to all we need to do is make the movie as closely related to the ride as possible so that they have the nostalgia from it, and then literally throw in a ton of ads. Like, that's all I was thinking the whole time was about those ads. As soon as the first one happened, I was like, that's strange. And then again and again. Whole time I'm thinking about it. I guess that's how they get me. Right?
Yeah.
And like now I have to go use Yelp in order to find where I'm going to eat after this. So I guess they got me. But this was actually just a money grab. That said, I really did enjoy the arc from the main character. I thought that was interesting. I did enjoy the nostalgia. I haven't been to Disneyland in like 6 or 7 years. Went to Disney World a couple of years ago, but like
That Haunted Mansion's a bit different.
yeah, it's different. It's different. Most of their line is outside. It's not.
That's not as fun.
No.
I hate that line.
Yeah, the line's bad.
That line sucks.
But like the nostalgia part of this was fun.
Yeah.
Characters were kind of odd, but
It's the stretching room for me. That was like the biggest nostalgia grab was, oh, we're in the room. We're in the room. That's so smart. Why wouldn't they do? Why was so smart? They don't do that in the first movie.
really,
Yeah, they don't do anything from the ride in the first one.
that's
The
just
only
crazy
thing that
to
they
me.
do in the first movie that relates to the ride is going through the cemetery.
Well, the hitchhiking ghost, the heads. The
All of
singing
that is in the
heads.
cemetery.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it. They just like 15 minutes of them in a cemetery that references everything from the ride, and then that was it. The rest of the movie is just like its own thing.
Yeah, I think I had a little bit more. I had a little bit more fun with it though, because the ads in a way made me laugh every time. So I'm only recommending this movie to people who do like Disneyland or have been on the ride. If you've never been on the ride or you don't like Disneyland, then don't see this movie. So I think it's like a 50 for that. But it's a 0 for anyone who hasn't gone to Disneyland before. Like, it's just not worth it at all.
Or if you don't like the ride, you're not going to like the movie.
Yeah.
It's just fanfare.
Yeah,
and
that's
ads.
all. It is just fan service. It's the whole movie, which like that kind of works.
Yeah.
Kind of works. I mean, but that's the thing. They could do so much more. Like Pirates of the Caribbean was based off the ride, and they made that awesome.
Yeah, well,
One of the highest grossing series of all time.
well, that's just much more interesting. It wasn't a money grab, and there were 0 ads in the first movie, so I think that carries a lot more weight. All right, Superfan Expert.
Yeah.
Now, your opinion is what really matters.
Yeah,
You're
we are the
real ring.
snobs. Okay, we have entered season 2 of Straight Dude Date Night. Okay, we are the snobs. We need to bring people on who are not the snobs.
Yeah.
We just
In order
came we just came out of Barbenheimer weekend. This feels like
it's a lot.
we're just kind of like enjoying our time. We were just excited to go and eat popcorn.
That's true. Yeah.
That legit, today's my cheat day. I was over the moon about popcorn, the
Felt
soda,
amazing.
and a bunch of crunch.
Literally.
That was my hype for today.
Okay, so I really enjoyed this movie. I thought that they really incorporated the ride pretty well. I really enjoyed the story of the main character, Ben. I also really enjoyed I really enjoyed Danny DeVito. I
Always.
thought Owen
Always.
Wilson was like he was like hit or miss.
Egg.
I feel like he could have not been in the movie and it would have been fine. He was okay in the movie.
Did you believe that he was a priest from the very beginning or no? Okay.
No, he was drinking out of a flask.
Yep.
He was like doing everything that like I was like.
The only thing I could see the moment he walked in the door was how big the cross was, and I was like, no,
He's not.
He's very if he is a priest, they did it wrong.
Yeah.
This is incorrect.
As soon as he
Literally.
made jokes about how like, oh, money motivates me too, just don't tell the big guy upstairs, I was like, okay, he's not a real priest.
That's-
There's no way Disney's gonna make a stab at
Yeah,
Christianity.
we're
Right.
not making a true stab at this.
Yeah.
that would be quite the choice from them.
It's just like
Right.
Disney is way too scared to make those kind of deep cuts. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
he's fake.
Yeah, so I did, like I said, hit or miss for him. Tiffany Haddish, hilarious. She carried most of the movie. Jamie Lee Curtis also did great.
Mm-hmm.
They did her dirty with the CGI.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like that.
Very
That's
dirty.
what took me out. Like there were parts that took you guys out of the movie, but like that part, I was just like,
Yeah.
What else? I did like them working together. They're like teamwork to fight the big bad ghost.
Mm-hmm.
It's the dream team.
Literally.
Big head honcho.
I also really enjoyed how at the end of the movie they got together again and we're just like hanging out with all the ghosts and like dancing and just like chilling. That
Yeah.
was cool.
I don't think there is any situation though where I'd be like, yeah, I won. I'm gonna hang out with the ghosts. I think there is 0% chance I would ever do that. Like even after all of that, I would go, okay, cool. And now I know this exists, and I will never come back here.
You're like, see you
Even if they are all friendly and we're gonna have a party. No, we're not.
If it was the haunted mansion, maybe.
Yeah. They're all friendly ghosts and like seeing them like blow out the candles and like dance all together, hang from the chandelier. I was like, this is the ride.
That's the best part.
The dining room
It's right.
scene.
Yes.
Yeah.
The dining room scene. That was the best. So I would say I'm going to give it an 80.
Wow.
Yes.
Heavy rating.
Heavy.
Mostly because I really enjoyed it. We recently went to Disneyland, rode the ride multiple times, and I do plan on watching this every time I feel like it.
I
You
was
know
gonna
what I mean?
ask
Yeah.
how if this was gonna get into the rotation
Oh,
with the
it was
original.
the
It's
first thing
absolutely
she
going to
said.
be in the rotation. Yeah, we got in the car and I was
Sorry
like,
you didn't
I'm
like it,
watching this
Ricky.
again. Yeah. It's like, I'm watching this again. It's going to go in the rotation.
Okay.
Same with, what did we watch last year? What was it? Silent Night or something like that? With
Violent
Violent
Night. I
Night.
forgot you came on that. Yes. Oh my
Yep.
god.
That's also going in the rotation.
Is it?
I love that movie. I thought it was
Okay.
great.
Wow.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that one.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I had to like offset your guys' bad reviews.
No, yeah, it's helpful because I'm fine with this, but we're snobs.
Well, we represent different parties, you
Yeah.
know?
Mm-hmm.
You
Absolutely.
represent all of like the Disney moms out there who are going to enjoy it.
Literally.
Yeah.
And I go to movies just to like sit there and like turn my brain off and watch them. You guys are like,
We want to
Here are the
enjoy
notes.
time. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and
You
that's
guys
fine.
like
There's-
analyze everything and like I'm
That's
just
true.
like sitting there mindless watching.
Yeah.
that's a lot. I've heard that before, and my response to that is if you had to, not if you had to, but if you watched a movie every week, you would eventually get that
No.
way to
Yep.
where you
I
start
know.
depicting these things.
Well,
Yep.
No, I know.
It's like when you work at your job. At first, most jobs, you're great. You're like, yes, this is a great, like, I like this place. And then as time goes on, you start finding out all the things you don't like.
Mm-hmm.
And
get
then,
that.
yeah, and a year later, you're just that guy that's like, when you first got hired, you're like, how do they not like this?
Yeah.
You become that guy.
This is a great job. And
Yeah,
then a
you
year
become
later,
that guy. That's how I feel with these movies. When I first started, I was like, this is fun. That's a great movie. Wow,
And now we're
David.
talking about best part was that I got to have snacks.
Yeah.
Literally.
All I'm looking forward to the cheat day, man. I get to see the movie.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pay attention, but I get my snacks.
Yeah.
This is what I
Snacks.
live for now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it's good. I'm happy you liked it.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
I recommend.
that is the goal. So not for us. We have to we have to bear through these.
Before we go, I'd like to shout out to the family who sat in front of us that brought their baby. It
Yeah.
was kind of
Yes.
amazing.
It was
We
like
just, yeah, he was an infant.
Yeah. She's
Yeah.
probably younger than our son.
Yeah, I saw them lifting up the baby, and I was like, wow, props.
Yeah.
It's a whole
Immediately, I thought they were cooler than you two
I
because they just
know.
brought the.
baby. They just brought the baby. I
Yeah.
was like, that's a gutsy move. But I think they had like 3 other kids, so I think at
Yeah.
that point they just don't care.
Yeah, at that
Yeah.
point.
There's a level of confidence that seems to get built after you have a few of them, and then on the fourth one, you're like, I can do whatever I want, and
Yeah.
it's a baby, and everyone just goes, "Oh, it's a baby. Yeah, sure.
He's along for
We'll
the
live
ride.
with it." Yeah.
Yeah.
Baby did great until
Yeah.
the like credits came on. Then he just started crying.
He knew, the kid knew, I gotta wait.
Yeah.
I gotta wait to make a fuss until the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'll
Went
upset
in.
all these people.
Yeah, I mean, we wouldn't have minded, but
Yeah.
I was just like, dang, like I don't think I would have brought Denny because I mean, he'd probably be fine.
Yeah.
He would do better than most kids,
Yeah.
like older kids.
Yeah.
He'd just sit there and watch. I just don't think I wanted to watch the movie.
they kept raising him
Yes.
up though.
Yes.
They kept raising up their
Yeah.
infant.
Yeah.
Just like, hello.
Yeah.
And, then, and high enough that we could see him. Just like, that's a baby. That's
Yeah.
just an actual baby.
That also took me out of the movie. Every time it was like, there's a baby. It's just like, there's a baby here. Why? Like, who just brings their baby to a movie? It just feels weird.
yeah.
Yeah.
That was incredible. Yeah. Shout out to them.
Right.
Cool family.
Yeah, I respected it.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd bring Danny to a baby or to a movie. I don't think I'd bring him to a movie. It'd be weird.
No, yeah.
Yeah, you gotta. That's gutsy.
Yeah, I also like.
You gotta
I'm
really believe in
excited
your
to
kid.
take him to the movies when he
True.
gets older and he can actually watch the movies.
Mhm.
But as a baby, he don't need that much screen time.
He's a baby.
Yeah. Well, you don't remember.
Hey, but teach their own. I shout out to them. That was
Yeah.
hype.
Yeah.
That was hype. It was just like, oh, that's a baby. Cool.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I loved it. All right. So with that, I guess we're done.
Mm-hmm.
Good job, guys. Good
Yeah.
movie.
Look at us.
Look at us. Thank you so much for listening and watching Straight Dude Date Night. We do hope you enjoy. Carissa, thank you so much for joining us this week. As always, such a pleasure to have you on the show.
Pleasure to be here.
A pleasure to have you. Put it there. We love it.
Oh.
He can get one too.
You've been on 2 episodes and both movies were trash. So I'm excited to see what the next one will be.
Carissa, please come to a better movie.
I know.
One that we can all like. I'm just happy I'm not nearly as upset as the last one you were on.
No, I remember.
Yeah, no. Yeah, so thank you so much for listening and thank you so much for watching. We do hope you enjoy. If you haven't already, be sure to follow us on Spotify, review us on Apple Podcasts, follow us on every form of social media. Also, to audio listeners, this is a video now. This is on YouTube, so if you want to see that, be sure to subscribe on YouTube and you can see us all actually talking to each other and see us all dancing at the end while I do this now.
I'm dancing. You're missing it, audio listeners. YouTube.
And other than that,
We love YouTube. Thank you, YouTube, for allowing us to use your platform. We really love YouTube.
wow, really pandering.
Yeah. No, it's not pandering. It's just from the bottom of my heart. Thank you, YouTube.
Greatest company on
Amazing company. If you are ever looking for new partners or anything like that, for ads, whatever you need, we are your people. We will sell out immediately like that. It's insane. So YouTube, thank you for having us. Seriously. Spotify, thank you as
Oh
well.
my God.
Apple, thank you for having us here on this platform.
I mean, we talked a lot about ads. Maybe it's subconscious, bro.
You just put it
I
out
feel like
there.
for this movie, we can put ads out.
I pay attention to the ads in everything I watch because I go, I wanna have an ad. So with that, thank you so much for listening. We do hope you enjoy. Have a great day and have a great week. Bye bye.